Today we're going to talk about rational numbers, comparing and ordering of rational numbers. There are a couple of ways that you can compare and order rational numbers. First of all, if you have them all as, such as this one, fractions, you can do one of two things. You can keep them all as fractions or you can change them all to decimals. But remember, if you keep them all to fractions, you have to find a common denominator. So if I have 2/3, 3/4, 1/2, and 5/6, I have to find a number that they all go in to. So what is something that 6, 2, 4, and 3 all go into? That's right. They all go into 12. So I've got to put 12 as my denominator. 6 times what is 12? 2. So 5 times 2 is 10, making equivalent fractions. 6 times 2 is 12, so 1 times 6 is 6. 4 times 3, 3 times 3, and 3 times 4, and 2 times 4. Now, since all my denominators are the exact same, all I have to look at is my numerators. I can see I want to put them in order. So 0 is right here, so I'm putting them in order from least to greatest. So which one is the smallest numerator? So the smallest numerator is 6. So this would be my smallest one. This would be the least value. Then I go to 8. So this would be my second one. Then I go to 9. And then I go to 10. So 1/2 would actually be about right here. And then 2/3 would be next. Then we have 3/4. And we have 5/6. Remember, if I didn't want to convert them all, especially if they aren't real small numbers and their denominators would be a lot larger, I could have converted all of them to decimals. Now, look at this one. We have decimals and percents and fractions. So what I would do is I would take each one of my numbers and I would convert it to a decimal or a percent. Let's convert them to a decimal. So if I have 1/10, that would be 0.1. Then I have 0.05 or 5/100ths. Then I have 100%, which is 1. I have 50%, which is 0.5 or 5/10. I have 1/4, which is 25/100ths. And then I have 5/10%, so I move it over twice. So that would be 5/1000ths. So I want to put them in order. Well, we can see that this is the biggest because it's 100%. So that's actually the same thing as 1. So I want to put it on top of 1. Then we can see which ones. That this is the smallest because of this decimal. I ordered my decimals. So that's almost 0. The second smallest would be 5/100ths because I went 5/1000ths, 5/100ths. And then I want to go to, so we've got this one done. So I have 0.5 or 5/10ths. I have a fourth, 25/100ths. I have 0.1 or 1/10. Out of those, which one is the smallest? A 10th. So I'm going to move my 10th. And then I've got my 10th done. So that one's done. Now I've got my 5/10ths and 25/100ths. The 2 is smaller than that 5 right here. So this one is smaller, so a fourth is next, and then I have 50%. Could I have changed them all to fractions? Yes. Could I have changed them all to percents? Yes. I chose to change them all to decimals. On this one, we're just comparing two numbers. One of two things. Change them all to decimals or all to percents or all to fractions. Any way you want. I, a lot of times, like to choose to change mine to decimals. I know 3/4 is the same thing as 0.75. I know 2/3 is 66 2/3%, which is 0.6 repeating. Which one is smaller? 2/3. Now, number two, do I even need to worry about changing anything? No. And it's because I see an integer sign right there. I see a negative. So I've got a negative and a whole number or positive number. So we know that one automatically. All right, number three, we have 23 and 45 hundredths. What is this next one? 23. So we can't tell by the whole numbers. Got to change this. Well, we know that 2/5 is the same thing as 0.4. So which one is greater? 45 hundredths is greater. All right, for the rest of them, that's all we're doing is converting back and forth, making it into a fraction or a decimal or a percent. So all these others, change it to one or the other. Change it to a fraction. Change it to a percent. Now, guys and girls, remember the key is online too, so double check your work. Okay? Make sure you're getting it all accurate. You need to decide which one are you more comfortable with, percents, decimals, or fractions, and then go from there. Okay? Have a good evening.